What's up, everybody, and welcome to your Friday edition of Pelicans Daily, brought to you by FanArch. I'm your host, David Grubb, editor-in-chief of thebirdrights.com. It's another game day for the New Orleans Pelicans as they face off against the Minnesota Timberwolves for the second time in 3 days and for the final time this season. Okay, the Pelicans are coming off that surprising win on Wednesday night. Just 12 games, including tonight, until the regular season ends. The Pelicans can take the season series between these two teams with a win tonight on the road. New Orleans also looking for consecutive road wins for the first time since January 5th and 10th when the New Orleans Pelicans beat the Wizards and the 76ers. The injury report remains the same for New Orleans, with Brandon Boston, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, and DeJounte Murray all out. The Timberwolves, on the other hand, remain injury free. Simply repeating what they did against the Timberwolves on Wednesday is not going to happen for the New Orleans Pelicans. That isn't very likely that they're going to be able to play the same way that they did. They aren't going to shoot nearly 45% from beyond the 3-point line. They've only done that 9 times all season, so the likelihood is that they won't do that again. The Pelicans can't miss 10 free throws that they would that the way that they did on Wednesday and expect to win again. They can't turn the ball over 15 times either. They were very fortunate to get out of there with that win. Doing all of those things. If the Pelicans want to win their 20th game of the season, then they're going to have to play much better than they did on Wednesday night. That's a difficult task against the Timberwolves, who haven't lost 3 in a row since early January. The Pelicans are going to have to dig down deep and find something somewhere if they want to steal another win on this road trip. It's possible, but I don't know how probable that is, especially as this bench continues to get thinner. That is literally true, as the Pelicans lost one of their assistant coaches to the collegiate ranks on Thursday. Pelicans assistant Dan Gerio was named head coach at Iona on Thursday. Gerio was in his first year on the Pelicans staff. Prior to coming to New Orleans, he had been an assistant coach and director of player development with the Cleveland Cavaliers. For 2 years, he spent 9 years in the Cavaliers organization, which also included a stint as the head coach of that franchise's G League affiliate, the Canton Charge. It is expected that he will boost Iona's NIL revenue and provide some of the financial connections that he's made since being in the NBA for the last decade. He is the 16th men's basketball coach in Iona's history. The program has made made 16 NCAA tournament appearances overall, their last coming in 2023 after the Gales finished 27-7 under Rick Pitino, who is now the coach at St. John's. Jerry will take over for Tobin Anderson, who was let go after 2 seasons. The announcement by the school said that Jerry would begin working immediately. The Pelicans have not indicated that they'll be making any coaching changes of their own at the end of this season, but they will have to make some changes to this roster. There are rumors that persist that the Pelicans could be open to shopping Zion Williamson. I don't think that's very likely right now, though nothing is impossible. But for what and for whom? So if you're going to trade Zion Williamson, what are you getting back in return? There are rumors that Pelicans general manager Bryson Graham may be looking towards the Pacific Northwest, in that the Blazers have reportedly had their eye on Zion Williamson and would be interested in sending center DeAndre Ayton, who was the first pick in the 2018 NBA draft, along with either guard Shaedon Sharpe or forward Chris Murray in exchange for Zion Williamson. This season, Ayton is averaging 14.4 points, 10.2 rebounds, and 1 block per game in 40 appearances for the Blazers. For his career, he's posted averages of 16.4 points and 10.5 boards while shooting 59% from the floor. His current contract expires after next season, where he's scheduled to make about $35.5 million. Shaedon Sharpe is in his third season. He's averaging a career high 17.5 points per game this year. He is not a good 3-point shooter. He's averaging just 31% from distance this season and 33% for his career. He's eligible for his rookie extension this offseason. The Blazers have a team option worth $8.4 million for next season on Sharpe as well. Chris Murray, the brother of Keegan Murray, is in his second season. He's a little bit of an older player. At 24 years old, he's a defensive-oriented small forward at 6'8", 220. Not much of a shooter either. I think there's a way that the Pelicans could be interested in DeAndre Ayton, but it would involve the Blazers taking on CJ McCollum, not Zion Williamson. And I don't see Portland being particularly interested in taking CJ back at this stage of his career. It doesn't feel like a deal that makes a ton of sense for the Pelicans, not giving up Zion Williamson for DeAndre Ayton. Whatever deals that the Pelicans are inclined to make this offseason, I don't think that they can really start thinking about any deals until after the draft lottery results are in. Pelicans are still holding on to the fourth best odds of securing the top pick in the lottery. They are one game behind the Charlotte Hornets for third place and 4.5 games ahead of the 76ers and Nets. Of the Pelicans' final 12 games, 9 of them are against teams that are either in the play in or the playoffs currently. Their final 11 opponents, they play the Bucks twice, have a combined winning percentage of 51.1%. So I think Pelicans fans should just go ahead and get ready for an anxious night in Chicago on May 12th as the draft order gets announced. Um, but New Orleans has had some luck if they do stay at the fourth pick. They've had luck with the fourth pick in the past. Chris Paul was the fourth pick in 2005 out of Wake Forest. Other notable players taken at the four include Russell Westbrook, Chris Bosh, the late Dikembe Mutombo, Glenn Rice. The Pelicans have never held the second, the third, or the fifth pick of the draft. The franchise has made 5 other picks in the top 10 over the years with very mixed results. In 2013, Nerlens Noel was taken with the sixth pick. He was traded to the 76ers for Drew Holiday. Buddy Hield was the sixth pick 3 years later. He was traded for DeMarcus Cousins as part of that deal. Dyson Daniels taken eighth in 2022. He was traded for DeJounte Murray this past offseason and is on his way to making an all NBA defense, all defense team. Austin Rivers was taken with the 10th pick in 2012. And Zaire Williams was taken with the 10th pick in 2021, but he was traded for Trey Murphy the third. So again, a mixed bag for the Pelicans in the top 10. We'll see what happens in May when the draft lottery is held. So that'll be a wrap for this episode of Pelicans Daily. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget, comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think about everything that's being discussed. Give me your comments, give me your questions, and I can answer those as well on a future episode. You can also follow me on social media at DM Grubb, as well as check out thebirdrights.com for more Pelicans coverage each and every day. Until the next time, take care.